today, and we want to welcome you guys, Governor Beshear and Marianne. Where are you?
Right here.
There you are. Awesome. Marianne, welcome. You guys, so many of you have been a part of building the momentum of this organization for us to get to places like this, these crossroads we've hit before, and this is a major milestone. So I speak for our field consultants out in the world. I speak for our board of directors. I speak for our staff, our volunteers, our team members. There's a whole conglomerate of people around the world that want to say thank you for being here, and we're honored that you're in our presence in our house today at WaterStep. My name is Mark Hogg. My wife and I, Marcia, started WaterStep in 1995 with the hope that we could have a way people could produce, ordinary people, could produce safe water and disinfectant for themselves anywhere in the world and bring health to their families. For the past 3 decades, we've continued to grow, all of us together, to build this wonderful, wonderful network that we call WaterStep Nation. We've helped 13 million people to today. How about that? We've done that in about 5,000 projects, and we work in over 70 countries around the world. But we've done this one individual, one project, one community at a time. We want more. How about that? You give a moose a cookie, right? Or the mouse. It's not a moose. But if a moose had a cookie, you do the same thing. You give somebody a cookie, what are they going to want? A glass of milk. That's right. So we want the darn milk that goes with that cookie. We have bigger plans. Some might say audacious. And my mama, growing up, I'm from the South, I don't have an accent though, mama would say to me, "Oh, honey, Mark, that is just glorious." So we want a glorious, audacious plan. WaterStep is scaling its efforts to impact larger regions than we've ever impacted before, and potentially entire countries. To do this, we've been working over the last 9 months to invest in relationships and opportunities for an exponential surge in capacity. We've partnered with large healthcare organizations, and these institutions have a broad footprint. And so we're able to expand with them this idea, this vision that we've had. We've partnered with large groups of schools. We've actually partnered with just about the entire prison system of the country of Kenya. We've partnered with orphanages. And in these 3 countries, Senegal, Kenya, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, we have been launching a new proprietary program that we call Wash Up. Imagine something with me if you can. So you're a doctor, you're working in a hospital, maybe in a rural area, dozens and dozens of beds, maybe dozens and dozens of people in your care. Some hospitals have 3 women that are having babies, and they take turns kind of swapping out, going for a walk or having the baby or whatever that happens. We found these hospitals that are like this. In those facilities, we've been working. And in this program, as a doctor, before this program, imagine not having disinfectant to treat wounds. You can't clean surfaces, nothing to clean them with. You can't sanitize or wash your hands between patients. Imagine this. Let's say you're in an orphanage and you're a house parent. You're managing an orphanage with like 200 kids. But you only have contaminated water to give those children, so they're sick all the time. Diarrhea is out of control. Latrines are overflowing, and there ain't no way to sanitize anything. Imagine that. Because of the high cost of safe water and disinfectant, leaders in these facilities in many different countries are absolutely handcuffed, trying to care for hundreds of people because they do not have a way to pay for safe water or disinfectant. Here's the deal about Wash Up that we're announcing today, that we're jazzed about. Wash Up first solves the problem not only of the cost, but also of the accessibility. Immediately after implementing the Wash Up program, staff members are making safe water and disinfectant for virtually no cost on site and in abundance. So now, who said woo? Bring that on. Is that you, Tracy? John? No. All right, we're going woo. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, and woo. I like it. So, Imagine now something a little bit different. Imagine all surfaces disinfected, hands sanitized, wounds treated, bathrooms and kitchens smelling fresh. When that happens, everything changes. These pilot projects we've been doing in Senegal, in Kenya, and in the Democratic Republic of Congo are showing an absolutely overwhelming result that we are blown away by. Imagine again, improved maternal care, reduced infant mortality, an increase in community productivity as these people help people in their communities be healthier. And this is pretty special to me. I'm a man with many women in his life. So imagine. No, but you need to be nice to me, or I'm not getting your roads fixed. How about that, Governor? Okay. Imagine a woman's dignity returned as period poverty is minimized. And that's one of the greatest problems for women out there. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are telling you that Wash Up is the game changer. And it is the missing piece for public health in developing areas of the world. From a hospital with 500 beds to a prison with a population of 2,000, any facility, anywhere can be transformed and then empowered to reach out past its walls and into the community for impact. How's that sound? So today, right now, at this very moment, healthcare workers, headmasters, wardens, and NGO directors at these facilities that we've been working at, they are self-reliant. They're managing their healing and hope that they give sustainably and on an extraordinary scale. The initiatives and outcomes of these past months have begun, though. They've been fueled by a heroic donation from an anonymous benefactor in honor of Tommy and Mary Ann. So Wash Up has become more than we ever dreamed. It's coming true like we never imagined. This gift, the work we've done in these moments, these last months together, are proving that WaterStep has what it takes to become the solution to provide safe water and disinfectant in the world. And what's more, this gift has inspired so many others to give that we have quadrupled the money that we hoped for to start this initiative. And my promise to you is that we will remain relentless in this vision. Mary Ann, I want you to know that I believe that this vision, this moment, goes well beyond any kind of recognition or tribute for you and Tommy. Because I believe that you have inspired an endowment of support, of prayer, and the opportunity that we can make a big difference to transform the lives of millions. This gift, in you and Tommy's honor, I know is echoing into eternity, and I'm so blessed. There is something divine and holy about just the act alone of giving safe water. So, WaterStep plans to raise an additional $5 million because this has gone so well. It's kind of like your fault. You know, we're doing great. So we got to raise some more money because there's people out there that need what we're doing. And what we want to do also is we want to go backwards a little bit. All these countries, these regions, these projects I mentioned, that we want to go back and evaluate them, talk to the leaders there, and see if we could put Wash Up into a lot of those areas and bring these regions into a more sustainable way of providing health for their communities. And here's the cool thing. This work, we're standing in the midst of today right here in Kentucky, and it starts here and moves out. I'm jazzed you're here, Governor. Thank you. We're sharing this great excitement, and thank you for owning that with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Governor Beshear to Waterstep Nation?
How do you follow that? Well, I guess I should at least, given my position, say, please don't feed a moose. And if you somehow survive doing so, don't go back to water it. I am honored to be here today back in Louisville, Kentucky, such a special city and a special community that is living out amazing values in this work. Now, my life is driven by my faith, the golden rule that says we love our neighbor as ourselves, and the parable of the Good Samaritan that says that everyone is our neighbor. When you look at what Waterstep does, it truly lives that out, not just in the Commonwealth and not just in the country, but truly living that lesson, believing that every single individual on this earth deserves dignity and kindness, and certainly clean drinking water.
Amen.
We talk in Kentucky about clean drinking water being a basic human right. That's why we were so excited to have $500 million in grants to ensure we could bring clean drinking water to homes that haven't had it in Kentucky. And let me just tell you, for all of us that take for granted what so many of you who've been to these other countries and provided the means for clean drinking water will never take for granted. I've been in a home where someone hauled well water for over 40 years and seen them turn on the tap for the first time and what that means in their eyes. And I imagine even that person and that experience where there is something amazing cannot imagine what it's like in many of these countries that Waterstep serves, not to have the ability to turn water that may be there but not safe into something that can clean their kids, satisfy the thirst of their friends. Now, this is something that can and should be available for every human being on planet Earth. With the technology what we have and how Waterstep has worked to take the engineering know-how of a community in Louisville, Kentucky that has made and created so many things that this world relies on, to creating, and I remember 10 plus years ago talking about the portable systems that would help in tribes that may move around, how that they could truly meet people where they are in the places that they were going, and what it must have meant and what it continues to mean for the health of individuals. Talk about a night and day change from before Waterstep arrives to after, and what it can mean for the lives of those people. And to be here today to celebrate an amazingly generous anonymous donation made on behalf of my great friends Tommy and Elliott is a pretty special thing. You all know Tommy loved helping people. I wouldn't be here today where I am. I wouldn't have been successful in my legal career before all this without Tommy and actually a number of people in this room. They were some of my very first clients in my practice ever. Talk about a really generous individual and couple that worked to help so many people, and now someone being generous in their honor. And then to hear how that money that's been donated has created more money. Listen, Tommy was a banker. If there's anything he loved, it was taking money and making more money. But so involved in our lives, but also in finding the causes where he could better the lives of those around him. The generosity that we're seeing here today, I hope we see as a reflection of his and Mary Ann's generosity and all that they have done, and how all that they have done will reverberate in the lives of so many people, but also in so many causes that we see. I'm really proud to be here today remembering him after an inauguration that he should have been at, but one where we did our very best to make sure that we recognize that he is looking down on us. He'd be so proud that today he would act like he doesn't like the attention, but he does. He does. I would have loved the fact that today we're honoring both him and the love of his life in Marianne. Having her here today shows that all these causes continue. I talk about Tommy being my friend. Marianne is my friend too. And the good that she is doing, both in her own right and on their behalf, is really special. I can't tell you how proud I am that this good that is coming all around the world is coming from Kentucky. You know, you go back 20 years, and if you'd have asked people abroad what they knew about Kentucky, they'd tell you chicken. From Kentucky. And maybe a little while later, they'd tell you bourbon, which takes clean, amazing water. But think now that Kentucky is bringing this life-saving technology and this better life from right here around the world. I'm so proud of the work that everybody associated with WaterStep, every supporter, every engineer, everybody who's been a part of this since 1995 is doing. And whether it's because of your faith or your values, your desire to give back, the fact that you recognize that everyone out there is a child of God and deserves our very best, regardless of the country they're living in, regardless of the circumstances they're facing. What's happening here on WaterStep Way is truly an amazing miracle that I think is reverberating around the world. So I want to say thank you. And to that anonymous donor out there, I'm not asking you to tell me who you are, because otherwise it wouldn't be anonymous. But I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful both that you're recognizing Tommy and Marianne, and I'm really grateful that you're doing something in their honor that's truly helping not just one generation, but everyone that comes after it, recognizing what we can do to help our fellow human being in big and in small ways. And let me tell you, I'm not sure of another organization that is as young as this one is, that has grown so fast, that is doing so much, and that is bringing so much honor and acclaim to this Commonwealth. God bless. Thank you all very much.
Governor Beshear, thank you for honoring us today. I'd like to introduce somebody to you. If you're a football, my wife's a football freaking nut. But if you're a football person, I feel like I played football with my team. They're amazing. The staff's amazing, and only 14 people pull this off here. Everybody else is a volunteer. And whether they're volunteers, which I hate that word because there's so much more than that, or staff, but I feel like I'm on a football team running through these people, but instead of being blocked, the blocks are pushing me and checking me and moving in. I want to introduce you to Zachary Tussaud. Zachary's the person, he says, I'm the only one that's gone up through from ground up. So we met Zachary about 12 years ago, and he was doing some work in Senegal and came here to Louisville and stayed for a while, found WaterStep, and he wanted to be educated on our equipment, have some equipment, and take that back to Senegal. He started a WaterStep school there. He's got an incredible program with children that are on the streets, and with teachers teaching programs in schools. He's impacted hundreds of thousands of people on his own. But Zachary did that. He's volunteered in the field and done projects, and now he's on staff here at WaterStep and been with us about 2 years. Zachary was just in the Democratic Republic of Congo, making sure that the wash-up program was being on the track that it needed to be. And he's got some stories for us today that'll let you know just the power of this. Ladies and gentlemen, our Vice President of International Partnerships, Zachary Tussaud. I love you, baby.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is good to be here to share with you WaterStep success. WaterStep has developed a program called Wash Up that provides comprehensive menu of expertise, training, and equipment that the communities can use to meet all their needs for water, sanitation, and hygiene. So WaterStep's exclusive, simple to use equipment made right here in Louisville, Kentucky, uses just salt, nearly any source of water and any power source, from a power outlet, a car battery, or a solar pack, to produce sustainable water that's safe to drink and bleach disinfectant to prevent the spread of disease. WaterStep provides health, hygiene education that teaches people the importance of hand washing, cleaning, and disinfecting. And we are seeing life-changing results. At Bungoma Prison Farm in the Western Kenya, before WaterStep arrives, one prisoner said he thought even God had forgotten them. 1 5-gallon bucket of water per inmates to bath, wash clothes, and drink. They had to choose. Inmates scoop filthy water from latrines to recycle for food preparation. Now that they have using WaterStep system, there are no skin diseases or diarrhea. There's no more suffering. In the Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, at Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba Orphanage in Touba, Central Senegal in West Africa, where 180 children live. Before WaterStep, the orphanage had dirty well water and had to choose between buying expensive disinfectant and to keep the kitchen and toilets clean or to feed the kids. Now with this system, children drink safe water, they drink safe water and have clean place to live and learn, and have even making money by selling bleach. At Masimanimba Hospital, this is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, this is Central Africa. A hospital with more than 800 beds. Doctor has seen reduction in secondary infections. Staff can now wash their hands between patients and sanitize instruments. Before WaterStep came, they could not provide even a cup of water to drink to their patients. And the community, now they provide water to their staff, patients, and community who came to the hospital every day for water. Like Louise Niama, a little girl, a 3-year-old little girl that I met 3 months ago when I was visiting that hospital in the Kikwik province in the DR Congo. And it surprised me to see at 5 a.m. in the morning, lining up with her community. And I asked, why are you waking up at that early? And she answered me, well, when I drink this water, my tummy doesn't hurt, and I can play the whole day. At that very moment, I felt blessed, honored, and humbled to be part of this movement that rooted right here in the great state of Kentucky. Governor Beshear, ladies and gentlemen, we have big plans to do such more. And with the help of donors worldwide, we will. Thank you.
So, gosh, I don't know, it's probably been like maybe 15 years ago or more when we met, Marianne, and something like that. And so, I don't know about you, but sometimes in life I realize in hindsight, that I had a whole lot to learn. And Mary Ann was one of those people that have helped me learn a lot. Mary Ann came in, she worked with our board of directors. She worked with me a lot coaching. She would call me sometimes and like kind of challenge me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how long are we going to have to talk on the phone today? What are we doing? We've been in her home with her children and with husband Tommy, and Mary Ann laid some seeds, some groundwork that we still benefit from today. So when this happened, it was an emotional thing. I guess there's a gentleman and I that we're hoping that we could do this grand thing and raise money together. I'll just be honest with you. And we started that in June, and we talked with some folks, and we talked with these folks that gave this gift. And when the gift was given, he and I both kind of fell on our knees and wept. Because not only of the power of that amount of money that we knew that we could do, but because of the honor for you and Tommy. And there was something about it that just felt so right. It felt kind of like Kentucky, Louisville kind of stuff. We're all connected, there's this thing. And so it was just it's a wonderful story, folks. And Mary Ann, I cannot tell you what a treat it is to have you in our midst today. We love you. And please come and share. I love you. Thank you.
Well, one thing is for sure, I believe in Mark Hogg, I believe in WaterStep, and I believe in the mission of this organization. So it is a great honor to be here, and thank you for the honor that you had given Tommy and me. I'm so moved, excuse me, by this anonymous donation in Tommy's memory. It is truly a selfless and generous act and a beautiful way to honor him and what he did for this community. WaterStep is on the edge of delivering lasting and transformative change in underserved communities around the world, and we have felt this excitement here today. When you say, absolutely. And this donation will not only help them, as we've heard, quadruple, but will continue to pave the way for more as they continue their life-saving humanitarian work. And for me, and where I'm on my journey, Mark Hogg said it beautifully and perfectly earlier this week to me. In the midst of deep loss and grief, there's not only a search for the evidence of hope, but how that hope might be inserted amongst the lives of others. And so I appreciate being honored, but I'm so honored that this is happening in a way of hope to continue to go beyond this moment. I do know Tommy would have liked the attention, unlike me as much, right? But he would seriously be so proud to see Kentucky leading the way for a cause that's so vitally important as clean water. I know his legacy will live on as long as people continue to do good work in the world, starting at home and also in their communities. So many thanks to Governor Beshear and to Mark Hogg, all of the fine people at WaterStep, staff and volunteers that make it happen. And I'm also grateful for the Commonwealth of Kentucky for their kindness and support. That commitment to honor Tommy's memory and preserve his legacy is truly cherished. Thank you.
I was taught growing up, to whom much is given, much is required. So folks, we are busy. We've got a lot to do. But this story is within all of us because of our gathering today and our history since 1995 of coming up with dreams that might just come true. And right now, we start this next step, and we are between a dream and the coming true again. And it's an honor to have you join us on that journey. And I tell you what, thank you for today. Don't feel like you got to rush out. We've got you say that, charcuterie? Is that the word? Okay, we got some food on some wooden plates up there. It is delicious. And of course, we got sweet tea. Always have sweet tea here at Waterston. But, and I want to tell you, we've got some of our team members in the back that have some of our equipment. Zach here and our others that have traveled and have a great story. If you want to hang out and learn more, we're here for you. But thank you for your time today. And here's what I know. That tomorrow the world will be different because we gathered in this place together. And I sure am thankful to be a part of that with you. Have a great day.